Hello everyone, my name is Aastha. I welcome you all to our classes for International English Olympiad for Class 8th. Today is our 15th class in the series, wherein we will be doing the topic of determiners. Now, determiners is a broad umbrella under which there are various subcategories which we will be discussing one by one. Or we will also be doing the questions so that you understand the usage of these subtopics. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so quite obviously the first question that we have to answer is what exactly are determiners, right? Let's see. Determiners are the words that are prefixed before nouns to determine their meaning. Now this might seem like a little bit confusing or vague definition, but once we see the examples it will be clearer to you. Right now what you have to understand is that what determiners are. They are words which are prefixed. Okay, prefix is something that comes before. Alright, like for antonyms, sometimes we have to put in a prefix to form the antonym of the word, like we have legal, and how we form its antonym? Illegal, by adding IL as the prefix. So that is just an example of a prefix, how we prefix them. Now here determiners, I'm not saying that they will be attached to the word, will be forming a new word. No, determiners are completely separate words. Okay, they are these completely separate words which are prefixed before the nouns to determine their meaning, and different sorts of meanings, some sort of reference or some kind of description. This will vary from determiner to determiner. Just a broad definition that they are help in determining the meaning. All right. Okay, so determiners, as I said, is like a tree. And this tree has so many branches, like we have predeterminers, we have articles, we have demonstratives, we have possessives, we have ordinals, we have cardinals and numerals, we have quantifiers, we have distributives, and we have interrogatives. So determiners is this tree which has so many branches, and all of them we'll be understanding one by one. Although they are pretty easy to understand, just going through them. I'm pretty sure you know all of these, considering that I think we have done all of these in different topics. However, we'll just be brushing them through. We'll be brushing through them once. Let's start. Okay, so the first one is predeterminers. Predeterminers are also a subcategory of determiners, which we can say these words actually occur before a determiner to limit the meaning of a noun. Here what we are doing? We are limiting the meaning. So as I said, the determiners, they help to identify the meaning, add some meaning to the noun. Here these predeterminers, what they do is they limit the meaning. How do they limit it? Let's see. Here we have examples like all, both, half, twice, such. So like here if we say all of us. Now all of us, what is the limitation? The limitation is we're including all the people. Where is the boundary being drawn? Outside all the people. Now here twice the size of the room. What is the limitation here? Whatever the size of my room is, twice the size. Then both the kids. So this sort of limitation is provided by predeterminers. All right. All right. So now we also have articles. A and the. Articles, what were articles used for? Providing a certain specific or general reference. And as we know, like a is used for single countable noun with a consonant sound. An is used with a single countable noun but with a vowel sound. Then the is the definite articles which are used in various cases which we have discussed in articles. Okay, so here a and this is indefinite article, the is the definite article. All right. All right, next up we have demonstratives. Pretty sure you know what demonstratives are. These are the ones which point to specific things. Like this is used for singular and near. These is used for plural and near. That is used for something that is singular and far. And those for something plural and far. All right. So we also have possessives. Possessives like for first person, second person and third person. Possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. Possessive pronouns like mine, yours, his, hers, its. Possessive adjectives my, your, his, her, its. Here we have plural in plural as well. First person plural, second person plural, third person plural. So again these possessives add possession to the meaning of the noun. Okay, like what is his name? Do you know its value? The house is very big. So their house. Okay, so these kind of possessives, they add meaning to the noun again by talking about its possession. All right. Alright, so next up we have ordinals. What ordinals are used for is to talk about the order of things or to define a thing's position in a series. Now, there are many words like this जिसमें आपको meaning पढ़ that's not clear, but once you see the example and then you read the meaning, it's easier to understand. Like here you see first, second, next, last. So first, second, next, last. What are these words doing? They are talking about the order of something. Okay, if we say this person came first. So what is this order? This person, like he's in the beginning of the series, right? Beginning, which means he's first in the order. Or define a thing's position in the series, like next, last, etc. Here we have, I will meet you next week. She was the first one to join the class, etc. Okay, so ordinals are used to talk about the order of things. Alright, next up we have cardinals. Now cardinals are simple, very ordinary numbers like 1, 2, 300, 400, 900. They are used for quantifying, very simple. I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters. Okay, pretty easy. Okay, now we have the next one, quantifiers. Now what do quantifiers do? They refer to certain quantity or amount. Like referring to certain quantity or amount like some, much, enough, any, lot, little, etc. So what are we doing here? Referring to any quantity or amount. And examples like he doesn't have enough clothes. Enough is changing the meaning of which noun? Clothes. And what is the meaning that we are providing? Like, you know, he does not have enough clothes. So we are providing the meaning of quantity. Alright, next up, I have some money with me. Some money. Some again, what are we referring to? We are referring to the amount of money. Okay, so we are quantifying it. Right? Alright, now the next one we have is distributives. Now what do distributives do? They refer to a single member of the group. Now how do we refer to single member of a group? Like by saying each or every or neither or either. Now when we say I met every person in the hall. So what are we doing? We are referring to every single member of a group. Alright, like I met there in hall there were people and I met every single member of that group of people in the hall. Right. Neither boy attended the class. Now neither boy. Here neither is being used to refer to every single member of the group. Right, we're referring that out of that group, there was not even one boy who attended the class. Alright, these are distributives. Okay, next up we have interrogatives. I think this is probably the easiest. Interrogatives are used to interrogate, asking questions like what, which, whose, etc. Questions like what is your favorite color, whose pen is this, what is used for asking about a specific thing or object, which is used for asking about a choice, whose is used for asking about a certain, asking about the possession or belongingness of something. Okay, so these are interrogatives which help in changing the meaning of the noun by asking questions, right? Okay, so that's all. I think this was pretty easy. Determiners are just a category of various it is basically a group of subcategories which involves what? It involves a number of various categories that add different meanings to nouns, like articles, like interrogatives, like distributives, etc. So that's what I meant when I said that. What are determiners? They are nothing but a tree with so many branches, and its branches we have discussed and understood. Now we will be starting with our Olympiad game. Alright, so for the quiz, what we will be doing is, now every question you will be given 1 minute. 1 minute means 60 seconds. Why am I giving you 1 minute? Because you see, your question paper of IEO, it has about 50 questions, and so you can imagine that you get more or less a minute to answer the questions. Now this 1 minute is the maximum that you should be taking for answering the question. Now suppose there could be two, three categories of students. First category is, suppose you answer the question within that 1 minute. So I would request you to fast forward the video and skip right to the answer. You should not be wasting your time. Alright. Now the other students who are not able to answer the question in 1 minute, what you do, you don't skip to the answer. You pause the video and you write down your answer. Alright, it is very important to answer each and every question because there is no negative marking. Here you see, for every incorrect answer, no points, because there is no negative marking in IEO, so it is important that you attempt all the questions. Now for a question of which you are not sure about the answer, now even here and even in the exam, if you are not sure about the answer and you maybe think that B option might be correct or C option might be correct, so you should in that case play your luck and play your mind and make a guess and still give an answer, because it is a win-win situation. Either you will get the marks for that question or you will get a 0, right? But if you don't attempt that question at all, then you are anyway getting a 0 in that, right? So it is good to attempt those questions, and even if you don't know all the answers, try to understand and take a guess. Okay, so this is for every correct answer 10 points. This is just for your own little game where you can try to maintain a notepad. So here you write the name of the chapter and then the question, and then if it is correct you can give yourself 10 points. If it is not correct, you mark it here. So it is important to see these questions, the ones which you mark incorrect. It is important to go back to them later and then see where you did the mistake. Alright, this is just for your reference. For every correct answer, you can give yourself 10 points. Alright, now let's start. Okay, so now we start off with the questions for determiners. Herein what we have to do in the first category, you have to fill in the blanks with the most appropriate determiners. Read the question as per the blank, fill in with the appropriate determiner from the options. Let's see. In dash countries, medical treatment is free of cost. In a lot countries, in whole countries, in many countries. Here the correct answer is C. In many countries, medical treatment is free of cost. Why? Because we are sort of here, this is a quantifier that we're talking about the number of countries. Alright, so we are quantifying how many countries. So in many countries. Alright. Okay, here. Dash people think that modernization is another name for development. Options are a lot people, B, a lot of people, or C, a little few people, or D, none of these. Here again, these are what? These are quantifiers. The correct answer is B. A lot of people think that modernization is another name for development. Alright. Alright, now next. Only dash houses were not damaged by the earthquake. Only a little houses, only much houses, or only a few houses were not damaged by the earthquake. Or D, none of these. Here the correct answer is C. only a few houses. Okay, now houses is what? Houses is countable, so we're using few with it. Now little and much, they are used with uncountable nouns. Okay, for quantity, for certain quantities that we can't, put into units. So here we're using few, only a few houses. And these are what? These are again quantifiers. Alright, next. You must learn dash English every day to improve it. You must learn a few English every day. You must learn a little English every day. Or you must learn a lot of English every day to improve it. Now here the correct answer is B. You must learn a little English every day to improve it. Again, English is something that it is an uncountable noun. Okay, a language cannot really be quantified. So here we're talking about a little English. And then few we use for countable nouns like we did with houses. Now, uh, all these again are quantifiers. Okay, and also this question also gives you sort of a lesson that what you should do. You must learn English every day to improve it. Also, there's a hidden meaning in here, hidden hint what you should really be doing. Okay. Okay, now the next one says dash plates and glasses are usually broken in a party. Any plates and glasses, a little plates and glasses, or some plates and glasses. Here the correct answer is C. Some plates and glasses are usually broken in a party. Okay, plates and glasses. We're talking about plural. Okay, and these are what? Quantifiers. So again, they're used for quantifying, telling what the quantity or amount. So what are we talking about here? The quantity of we're quantifying what? Plates and glasses now. Okay. All right, next. There isn't dash bread in the refrigerator. There isn't any bread. There isn't many bread. There isn't each bread, or none of these. Pretty easy. I think the correct answer is A. There isn't any bread in the refrigerator. All right. Again, this is determiner, which is, sort of providing us what? Saying that there is no quantity of bread. So again, any here acts like a quantifier. Okay, here we expect dash man to do his best. Every man, whole man, less man, some man. Here the correct answer is A, every man. We expect every man to do his best. Now this is which sort of a determiner. So these are distributive. Every is a distributive. Why? Because what distributives do is point out to, refer to a single member in a group. All right. So what is every here doing? Pointing out to every single man from in the from like all the men in the world. Okay, we expect every man to do his best. Okay. All right, here I have dash friends in London. Each friends, a few friends, much friends, or whole friends. Pretty easy. I have a few friends in London. A few. A few is what? Is again a quantifier and it is used with countable nouns. Friends is a countable noun. You can count the number of friends you have, right? Then we have each. Each is used as a distributive, and much and whole they can also be referred to as quantifiers. Okay, but they're not really suitable with friends because you can't say I have much friends. Much usually used with uncountable nouns. Whole, I'm talking about the completeness of something, right? Alright, now next. Dash knowledge is a dangerous thing. Few knowledge, little knowledge, some knowledge, or any knowledge. Here the correct answer is B. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Okay. A little knowledge. Knowledge is what? It is an abstract noun. We're using a little knowledge. This is also uncountable. We can't really count knowledge, right? कि मेरे पास 2 knowledge है, 3 knowledge है. You can't say that. This is an uncountable noun. Okay. Alright, now next. Rama added dash chocolate syrup to the shake. The little chocolate syrup, a little chocolate syrup, many chocolate syrup, or few chocolate syrup. Pretty easy, I think. Again, added a little chocolate syrup to the shake. A little chocolate syrup. Chocolate syrup, again, something which is, you can't really put into units. 1 chocolate syrup, 2 chocolate syrup. We're not talking about bottles here. We're talking about the liquid chocolate syrup we have. So a little chocolate syrup to the shake. Alright. We have many and few. Many and few we use when we are talking about countable nouns. But here chocolate syrup, in terms of the liquid, it is not a countable noun here. So we don't use either many or few. And all of these are what? These are quantifiers again. What do quantifiers do? They provide a certain amount, certain meaning of quantity or amount to the noun. So the noun is chocolate syrup, and here the quantifiers are providing. They are providing the reference to the quantity or amount. All right. And also here we have A, the little, and B, a little. We are not using the little because we are not giving a specific reference. कि हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि एक ही चॉकलेट सिरप है उसी में से. So here हम बस एक generally हम बात कर रहे हैं कि chocolate syrup, she poured in the shake, added to the shake. So we are just giving a general reference. That's why we use a little chocolate syrup. Okay. Alright, here, too dash cooks spoil the broth. Too much cooks, too few cooks, too many cooks, or too some cooks. This is pretty easy because this is also a proverb that too many cooks spoil the broth. What do too many cooks spoil the broth means? It means that, when there are a lot of people doing some activity, and what happens is, many people, when there are so many people involved in something, they start quarreling and they start having difference of opinions, and which eventually destroys the ultimate aim for which the team was set. So इसमें एक proverb की भी revision types हो गई. So too many cooks spoil the broth. Alright. And also cooks is a countable noun. You can count the number of cooks, right? That's why we're using many. With two we use many, not some or not few. Okay? And much is used with uncountable nouns. Some is also usually used with uncountable nouns. Okay? Alright, here Dash Beena's friends speaks Tamil. All Beena's friends speaks Tamil. Neither of Beena's friends speaks Tamil. Both Beena's friends speaks Tamil, or some Beena's friends speaks Tamil. Now here this is, I think, a sort of trick question which can be solved with a little trick of ours as well. Here you see Beena's friend speaks Tamil. Here what we are doing, the verb plus S. So verb plus S is done for third person singular and not third person plural. So here you see all, both, some, they represent plural. Okay, they represent like more than one person. But here neither of represents a singular person. Like neither of Beena's friends speaks Tamil. Okay, so this can be easily solved with this trick, and also if you wouldn't have known the concept, this is sort of acts like a revision of the concept as well. Now also neither of is a distributive which is used to point out to a specific person from the group. So neither of Beena's friends speaks Tamil. Alright. So with this we finish off with the questions on determiners.
That's all for our class on determiners. I hope you have understood the various categories which fall under the broad umbrella of determiners. It is very important to recognize the various categories so that you know which one to use in which kind of scenario. So keep revising, and if any mistake is made by you in the questions, make sure you rectify it. Alright, keep learning. I will see you the next time. Thank you.